What's up, inhabitants of Penguin Village? This is your resident Dr. Sinbei Norimaki, otherwise known as Dr. Slump. I'm here to bring you another video review of Dragon Ball Kai. This time it's going to be episode 106, and this week's episode, we get into the fight where Spopovich is battling Videl. We're getting into the conclusion of that fight, and Videl is absolutely being crushed by Spopovich in this fight. Spopovich is clearly the dominant fighter. And it's really sad to see Videl get this kind of abuse, especially considering how hard she trained to come this far. And we see this when she gets stomped by Spopovich. She's crying, and you can evidently see in her face she's not only crushed physically, but emotionally. She has tried so hard to not only impress her father, who she admires, and she wants to live up to that legend of Mr. Satan, the strongest man in the world. She wants her father to be proud of her by being one of the strongest, if not the strongest woman in the world. And she's also trying to impress Gohan, trying to be able to meet him face to face as equals. And it's really something sad to see that she won't be able to do this, given her loss in this fight. But before we see her loss, we see that Gohan is getting ready to go Super Saiyan and is about to open up a can of butt whoop on Spopovich. And everybody's trying to tell him, like, Gohan, calm down. She's not going to die, dude. She's not going to die. Calm down. And he's like, no, I'm going out there and I'm going to make him pay for what he's done. And before he does, Yamu comes out and he says, enough of this playing around, Spopovich. You need to end this fight now. And he does so by kicking Videl out of the ring. And the announcer says Spopovich is the victor. And that is when Gohan comes out and he starts to pick up Videl and says, I'll take her to the infirmary myself. But before he does, he says, Spopovich, we're going to fight in the next round. And when we do, I'm going to meet you and I'm going to make you pay for this. I'm going to crush you. And Spopovich smirks and then kindly walks off. And when we get into the infirmary scene, we see that Videl is just badly injured and the doctors are trying to take care of her. And Hercule rushes in after hearing of his daughter's defeat. He's really shocked at this. He's really shocked that she lost to Spopovich when he did not. Spopovich was weak to him, so he thought that she would be able to handle it, but she wasn't, and he's shocked to see his daughter in a hospital bed. And it's really something weird to see for a comic relief character like Hercule caring for his daughter, and it shows that he does have a heart. He's not entirely selfish. It's yet further proof of his good nature buried underneath all that bullcrap. But he tells Gohan to get out initially, but before he starts to go on his little tangent and rant at Gohan, he is told by Videl that Gohan is the one who brought me here. He's the one who took care of me when I was hurt. And he tells Gohan, oh, well, thank you. Now just get out of here. And he does so when his father comes back from Korin's with senzu beans. And he sees Kibito, Gohan sees Kibito, and he tells Kibito, hold on just 1 second. And Gohan tries to go to tell the tournament announcer that he is going to give some medicine to Videl. And he said, okay, all right, we'll just wait a few minutes. And he does so. He gets the senzu beans and he gives them to Videl. And once he gives them to Videl, Hercule's just in a frenzy. He's in a rant. He's like, don't, spit it out. Stop it. Don't listen to him. But she does, and she's telling him, like, if knowing you, something miraculous will happen if I take this. And Gohan's like, yep. And he gives her the senzu bean, and he runs off. And Hercule's like, I'll make you pay for this. And Videl gets up, and she's like, yeah, I'm all better now. And Hercule and the doctor are like, what in the heck has just gone on? This is unprecedented. This is crazy. And and we see that oh my gosh, the reaction. And we see that Kibito and Gohan are about to fight, and Gohan is stepping into the ring when the students from Orange High School start to notice that's not Great Saiyaman. That's actually Gohan in disguise. And they start shouting out like, yeah, go son Gohan, go. And he's like, well, my disguise is blown. And he ditches the sunglasses and he reveals himself as Son Gohan. And they're all cheering like, "Go Gohan, go Gohan!" And what happens next is really weird. Kibito says, "Go Super Saiyan," and Gohan's like, "How do you know about the Super Saiyans?" And Krillin's like, "What are they talking about?" And Goku's like, he's saying to Gohan, "Go Super Saiyan." And Supreme Kai walks up and he says, "I'm afraid we're going to have to use Gohan for our own personal use. Please do not interfere." And they're like, "What?" He's like, the moment he turns Super Saiyan, Spopovich and Yamu will attack him. And once they do, I want you to do nothing. And Vegeta's like, "Why should we listen to you? What are you?" And after that, Piccolo says, "Silence. You should respect who you're talking to. That's Kaioshin, the Lord of Lords, the God of Gods." And Goku's like, "The God of Gods? I've heard about you from the Lord of Worlds. You're something really special, aren't you?" And we get into the fight with Spopovich and Kibito, and Gohan says, "Do you want to see Super Saiyan, or do you want to see the new Super Saiyan?" And Kibito's like, Super Saiyan." And we get into that epic transformation of Gohan's, and it's backed up by a new OST introduced into this episode, and I dug the OST. It was so epic. It was just spine chilling. It was amazing. I loved it. And we see the end result, and Gohan has gone Super Saiyan 2. But Vegeta briefly comments that Gohan is weaker than he once was. He's weaker than he was when he was a kid because he slacked off for training for 7 years. But Supreme Kai says that's fine. It's more than enough for him to have that kind of power. I don't even know if I can stop it. So that's pretty strong. If the Kaioshin can't stop it, who's stronger, who is at least like multiple times stronger than Piccolo, given that they're a dimension apart in power, he is going to have a hard time to stop Gohan. That's saying something about Gohan's power, even at this point. So basically, what happens is that they're continuing their little stare. Basically, that's what this is amounted to. Gohan and Kibito. It's just a stare fest. And Gohan's like, "Come on, come at me. What are you waiting for?" And Kibito's like, "This is truly amazing power." And then Yamu and Spopovich attack Gohan, and Supreme Kai holds Gohan, and they're trying to hold back, and Krillin almost goes out there to help him, but Piccolo stops him, and then Goku has to stop Videl, who's asking him, "Why are you doing this? Why are you letting him go through this pain?" And Goku's like, "It just is something that has to be done. Don't worry, it'll be fine." And they're all standing by watching while Gohan is being held by Supreme Kai, and his energy is being extracted by Spopovich and Yamu. And Yamu and Spopovich are just taking great delight in this. They're laughing maniacally, and they take the energy that they need, and they leave Gohan in a pale, limp state. And they all try to rush out to help him, and Supreme Kai's like, "No, you can't help him. He'll be fine. Kibito will restore him back to his original self. But I'm going after them. Please come with me if you so please. It would be greatly appreciated." And he flies off to go chase after Yamu and Spopovich, who say they must get this energy to Babidi Sama. And Babidi Sama is apparently their master, since Sama means master. And that's where the episode ends. Supreme Kai chasing them, and the Z Fighters wondering what they're going to do about the situation. So that was the episode in itself. It was an okay episode. It wasn't anything mind-boggling great, but I did like the new OST additions in this episode, especially when we get into the beginning of the episode. The OST was nice, and I liked the OST for Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 transformation. But yeah, this has been Dr. Slump. I thank you guys so much for watching this again. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next week for another Dragon Ball Kai review. Peace. Have a great day.